Okay, quick little video on applying for a visa to go to China. How to apply for a visa to go to China. So, assuming that you want to go to China, you're going to fill in this form here, the visa application form. Now, for tourism purposes, that's what this video is for. If you want to go to China for tourism purposes, you're going to need a few things with you. You're going to need to fill in this form, and it's going to have a passport photo attached to it, just like that. You're also going to need to provide either a full itinerary. So here's a basic itinerary. This is not a full itinerary. This is a basic itinerary of my flights in and out of China and what days we're going there. And if you don't provide a full itinerary, you're going to need to provide this. That's an invitation letter from somebody in China. So this is my wife's sister written out this invitation letter. And basically all of this invitation letter says is that Jamie is staying with us from date X to date Y. Here are our contact details, and so on and so forth, and so basically the Chinese government then knows, oh, okay, so that's where he will be. We don't have to worry about him. If you're not doing that, if you are going to be, staying in different hotels and stuff, then in addition to your flights in and out, you're going to need to provide all of that itinerary of hotels that you've booked. Now that is really critically important because a lot of hotels in China actually don't allow you to book in unless you've got an ID card. And ID cards are a thing that they have in China that they don't have like in New Zealand here. It's a government issued identity card, kind of the same as a passport, but not a passport. Okay. What else do you need? You do need to supply your passport or passports. So I have two passports here, my old one and my new one. I have to submit both of them. The old one has the old Chinese visa, stamps in there, and that's the new current one. You'll also need a photocopy of that passport, and that's pretty much it. That's all the paperwork that you need. Now you may ask yourself, geez, that's a lot of paperwork, why do they need all of this stuff? Well, of course, they need a copy of your passport to, as a record of who the hell you actually are. And they need the information about either where you're staying or who you're staying with as a worst case scenario. So if the worst case scenario happened and there was some kind of a natural disaster, they needed to be able to figure out how to get in touch with you, or if you got robbed or you got, a crime happened to you, they wanted to get in touch with you, or if you lost your passport or whatever, so all of the stuff is actually, it's not done to be a hassle for you, it's done to actually protect you in the event of a worst case scenario whilst visiting China. That said, I've gone through this application 3 times already. This is my 4th time applying for a Chinese visa, so at this point it's actually fairly straightforward for me. So, I will conclude this video with my new Chinese passport. Fast forward approximately 15 days or 2 weeks thereabouts into the future. We are back and I have my visa. There's my visa. Okay, so just a couple more things about getting a visa, which I didn't really put into the first part of the video, which I think is gonna really help you out. When you apply for a Chinese visa, you're gonna have the choice of, do you want single entry, double entry, or multiple entry? If you're just going to China and you're planning on just doing stuff in China, there is absolutely no reason to get double entry or multiple entry. These things are exactly what you would expect them to be. Double entry means you get 2 entries into China. Multiple entries means multiple entries. Your single entry visa is going to be valid for 3 months. My one, the double entry visa, is valid for 6 months. So this gets me 2 entries within 6 months. So why would you want 2 entries? Well, the most common reason you'd want 2 entries basically is so that you can go over to China, leave China, go somewhere nearby, then come back. In my case, I'm planning to go to Hong Kong. So when you go down from mainland China into Hong Kong and then back again, they consider that to be exiting China, which is kind of a weird contradictory type of a thing, because the Chinese government will say, oh no, Hong Kong is part of China. But it's also a special administrative region. So special administrative region means that it's kind of China, but it's kind of not China. So basically Hong Kong and Macau are places that you can go, which are kind of part of China, but you're technically leaving China if you go there and then you come back. But if it wasn't those places, maybe it would be, you know, Thailand or, you know, somewhere nearby, Korea maybe. Now when you apply for your visa, you're going to have the option of doing it by mail or you know, going into your local embassy. On this occasion I went into my local embassy. Can be done by mail though. That's up to the local embassy that's in your hometown, you know, well, where, what hours do they work, you know, and so on. And when you go in there and you submit your paperwork, which is what I did, they may ask you, why do you want 2 entries? In that case, just tell them the truth. You're planning on going here. And that will be no problem, but do expect to be asked that question. Okay, I think that just about sums it up. That is how to get a Chinese visa to go to China for tourism purposes. I'm going there soon. I'll see you there.